Hey guys, Mark here. If you want to know what I think of Kawasaki's Z400, stay tuned and I'll let you know. Well guys, hope you're all well. Got a very nice Z400 or Z400 for you guys in the States. Review for you today. Let's just run through the specs. So this is kindly loaned to me, by the way, by the guys at Bournemouth Kawasaki here in the south of England. This bike's coming in at £4,999, so quite affordable. And it's coming in a lovely green and black or red and black. Has a 399cc parallel twin engine, putting out around about 45 PS, which is about 43 horsepower at 10,000 RPM. It's got 38 Newton meters of torque at 8,000 RPM. And this bike is A2 license friendly. So you've got LED front lights on this, it's really nice. And we have a super light clutch, which is assist clutch and slipper as well. One of the lightest clutches you're ever going to find on a motorcycle. Now, new riders are going to be pleased to know this has got a 785mm seat height, so it's really low. And it's coupled with 167 kilogram weight, so nice and light, nice and easy to control. This is a really good fun bike to chuck around the twisties. It's got a 14 litre fuel tank. It's going to average around about 60 miles per gallon, so you should get a good range out of this. And Kawasaki are now doing 7,500 mile service intervals on their bikes, which is good too. Suspension wise, just a basic rear shock absorber, nothing flash at this price point, adjustable for preload. And the front forks are non-adjustable as well. So without further ado, I think we should take her for a little test ride. So guys, let's hop aboard this lovely bike and see what she goes like. Oh wow, so straight away when you sit on this bike, it's pretty small dimensions. It's got a very low seat height. I'm only 5'7" with a 30-inch inside leg, and my feet are flat to the floor and my knees are slightly bent. So I think if you're a lot shorter than me, you're still going to be fine on this bike. If you're 5'3", 5'4", absolutely fine. If you're kind of 6 foot plus, it might be a bit small for you, but in that kind of range at a 5'3" upwards, it's going to be a beautiful little bike for you. It's really light between the legs here, feels just like a heavy 125. Nice little dashboard, similar thing to what they use on the Z650. You've got your LCD display showing your revs, temperature gauge of the temperature of the engine. You've got your average miles to the gallon. It's currently showing 61, which is pretty good. Odometer, speedo, got all your different trip meters, range, warning lights, all that pretty good stuff. So let's start her up. So it's parallel twin, so it's got that nice little throb to it. Lots of character, very eager, this engine. So let's try her out. So deliciously light clutch on this with a nice early take. It's got the assist with the slipper clutch, as I said earlier. So first thing you notice when you pull away on this bike is how easy it is to ride, and this is primarily aimed for probably new riders, I would say. But just the same, you know, if you were an experienced rider wanting a bike not too much money, which is cheap to run, this would definitely fit the bill. It's loads of fun round the bends. Feeling very light and responsive handling. and the engine's very, very eager to rev, which is lots of fun. So let's just work through the bike, talking about all the various bits and bobs on it. So obviously, being a naked bike, no fairing on this, but I mean, I'm doing 60 miles an hour now, and it's not too bad. I mean, the wind is hitting me in the chest. The riding position is very slightly leant forward onto my wrists. I noticed that earlier on when I was going through town, but now cruising along at 60, there's no weight at all. The wind's taking off my wrists, and the riding position is very nice. The bars are fairly wide, not too wide, and round the bends it's just a joy. It's very chuckable, very, very nimble. It doesn't feel like it's got any weight to it at all. So we're here at 60 doing 6,000 revs, and the engine is very smooth. There's no vibrations through the bars and virtually nothing through the foot pegs. So a bit later in the video we'll take it up to a bit more speed, and I'll let you know what its higher speed cruising's like. But so far at this sort of speed it's lovely. Mirrors are pretty clear. There's a little tiny bit of vibration in the mirrors, slightly blurring the view behind, but not a deal breaker, nothing to worry about. So we've got a single disc up front on this. Obviously ABS is standard now here. So we'll just do a quick brake test. Full brakes on now. Yeah, front brake's nice and strong. No issues with that at all. Back brake's got a lot of feel to it as well. So wide open throttle now, 4th gear. Yeah, it pulls really cleanly. The nice thing with these small engines is you really can tap into every ounce of power. So no quick shifter or any fancy electronics on this bike. Obviously it's built to a price, but the fit and finish on it seems very nice. It's a nice quality piece of kit, this. All the switchgear feels very nice. It's very tactile. It's all very similar to my Ninja 636. Got your obviously your headlight flasher, high and low beam turn indicators, horn, kill switch, starter. It's all very nice, easy to use controls. And I have to just quickly say the clutch is an absolute delight. It's like virtually you can pull it in with like one finger, it's that light. Gearbox is absolutely as slick and as light as you could ever want. There's just absolutely no weight to this bike at all. You can just chuck it around, it's just a dream. So we're in 3rd gear now. It's coming up to the national limit. Right, we're going to wind her open now, full throttle, 3rd gear. 4th gear. Yeah, it really does pull nicely. Even in top gear, opening it up, it does pull. It's not going to rip your arms out, but it is increasing speed, so bear in mind it's only a 399cc engine. So riding position's nice. Having a very narrow seat at the front, it does enable you to get your legs down, which is good for new riders to gain their confidence. The leg position is very nice. It's slightly sporty. Legs are bent up a bit, but nothing too bad. It's not going to cause you any problems, I wouldn't have thought, for long journeys. Generally the riding position is very comfortable. I could quite easily ride this for a few hours with no issues at all. Seat feels nicely padded. I've already been on this bike for about an hour. It does sort of feel like it's leaning you into the tank slightly though, but not really a deal breaker as such. So guys, we're just on more of an open road now, coming up to a dual carriageway, so it gives me a chance to just take this up to a bit more speed for you. So I've been on this bike for about an hour and a half now, and I have to admit I really like it. It's just a right hoot to ride. It's quick, it's fast, it's fun. it's nimble. It's just a great little piece of kit. I do like the riding position on it. It's slightly aggressive, slightly canted forward, but that's a good thing. So it feels slightly sporty, but it's very comfortable. Brakes are nice and strong. Just handles brilliantly around the bends. It's so chuckable. So winding it open now, 4th gear, up to the legal limit. Okay, so we're at 70 mile an hour now, 7,000 revs. And there's still no vibes through the bars as such. There's a tiny little bit coming through the foot pegs, but not bad at all really. You know, it's pretty much par of the course for a parallel twin of this sort. So higher speed cruising on this is not a problem at all if you wanted to do a bit of touring. So wide open throttle at 70, yeah, it's pulling cleanly. So all good in that respect. Yeah, just throttling it back slightly now, and the little vibes are just going off a bit. So it's round about just over 7,000. You get that little bit of a tingle through the pegs. And the wind blast at this sort of speed, obviously it's a naked bike, it's absolutely fine. I could put up with this all day. Very similar to the Ninja 400, my right heel is resting on the exhaust, on the plate on the exhaust, so I'm obviously on the balls of my feet on the pegs. You can rest your right heel on the exhaust, so good or bad, I'll let you decide, but I could feel the exhaust there. But no, all in all guys, for higher speed riding, this still is absolutely fine. Yeah, the engine's very eager, it picks up very cleanly. Just running it at low revs now to check for any kind of hunting or surging issues on the throttle. That feels perfectly fueled, very nice. And it pulls very well. Now the road holding on this, obviously it's a very light bike, it really attacks the bends with lots of eagerness. And even though the suspension is obviously built to a bit of a price, non-adjustable, apart from preload on the rear, it's doing a great job of absorbing all the bumps here on these bumpy English roads. You can really feel what the bike's doing, it's lots of fun. So this is a bike that you could ride to work on, commute, do a bit of very light touring. Just a general good all-round fun bike really. I do have a review also on the Ninja 400, which is obviously same engine, similar sort of price, but slightly more sporty flavour if that's more your thing. And then you've got the Ninja 650 and the Z650 with more power. But no, this is an absolute hoot. It's great fun. Now, all in all, guys, this is cracking little bike. I must admit, I love the looks of it. So let's just see how she goes into neutral. That's very easy. No issues there. So yeah, while I'm on the bike again, you know, I do like the whole cockpit here. The bars are nice. Got quite a commanding position to see all around you. It feels It's really, really light. You're not going to be intimidated by this at all if you're a new rider. And like, honestly, if you're an experienced guy, you're going to really enjoy this. It's lots of fun. Just keep the engine running for the obligatory sound test. Obviously, it's a twin with a very restrictive can on it, so it's not going to be amazing. But yes, gives a nice little throb. Let's have a little walk around the bike. I must admit, I like the looks of that. I like the styling of the back end. Looks pretty good. Maybe change the exhaust for a Krapovic. You've got your pedal disc on the front, conventional forks, nice little punchy twin engine there, 110 front tyre and a 150 on the rear, Dunlop Sport Max. Get rid of that hideous thing with a tail tidy. Little bungee attachment points, I have taken that off and there's no space at all under there other than for a piece of paper. It's that small under there. So just your standard chain drive on this, no centre stand. All in all, a very nice bike to see what she's like to push around. If you're going to push it around in your garage, oh, how easy do you need it? That's an absolute doddle to push around. So yeah, really nice piece of kit that. Kawasaki do make some nice bikes. I am biased because I've got a Ninja 636 myself. So guys, what do you think of that? Is that something you'd like to buy? Do you have one yourself? If you have, please feel free to post some comments. I always like to read them. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share and subscribe. And I'll catch you all again on the next review, I expect. So this is Mark signing off for today. Cheers guys, all the best.